Masterpiece. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. Last we left off, we escaped the asylum with the help of Dr. Colden. And Bradley is still alive, apparently. We must have hallucinated him dying. And we ran into... There was a guy, his name is Francis Sanders. He's the guy that Sarah Hawkins had gifted a painting to, called the Shambler. When he received it, he gouged his own eyes out and lost his mind. So we ran into him at the asylum, and then something mysterious that we couldn't see killed him right before we escaped. Alright guys, let's check out what is up down here with these two.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Sleep as long as I want. Oh, he said he needs a drink. Let's hit up the whiskey over here real quick. Uh-oh. This will affect your destiny. You guys can't see it because my camera's covering it, but it just said that that will affect our destiny. Let's talk to Bradley and Colden here. Let's see what's next on this adventure.
Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Our occult's not high enough for that. We can either talk to Colden or Bradley privately. Let's do that. Talk to Bradley. We can't say we thought he was dead. Okay, let's ask him that. You did see Charles was alive.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Or are we gonna find out what happened from Bradley's point of view? Like, why doesn't he remember anything?
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
That was a weird side conversation. Let's ask him this. Your memory seems to be failing you.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Strange. I'm kind of curious, like, I thought I'd been searching pretty thoroughly. But I can't do medicine, I can't ask people this kind of stuff. Like, is it even possible this early in the game to ask these questions, the medical ones? And if not, why would they bother putting it there? Is my question, I guess. We can't do the occult one because we're not a professional on it. Let's talk to Colden. I saw dead bodies.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Okay, let's ask her about him. Fuller found Riverside. I thought it said founded.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I just noticed how Bradley will look back and forth between who's talking, which is kind of a neat touch.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
So we can't do that. I'm not gonna bother saying that, what they had me endure. Let's do, I might be onto a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
How do we explain this one? He called them the Shambler.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Yeah, let's stay prudent.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Oh,
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
so that decision affected our destiny.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Okay, so we're getting out of here then. So, we're gonna go visit Francis Sanders' wife. Apparently, he was an art collector, and that's where he got the painting from Sarah Hawkins. So let's go talk to her about this business. Chapter 6, Sanders' Residence.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
What is she doing here?
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
How does Kat know Irene? It is a small island, I guess, like
May
I said.
inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
What do we do, guys? Do we tell her the truth? Do we do a psychology professional?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. True culprit is Fuller. Oh, or we can like throw the blame on her. It wasn't me who sent him there. Damn, well it's not, I guess it's not Fuller though, it's... Damn it, what do I do? Let's do this one.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Let's ask her about Sarah Hawkins.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Let's ask about Kat. What is she doing here?
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Alright, Let's ask her about the Shambler.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Yeah, should we really be going in there? If this is what drove Frances mad.
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his internment, you signed a discharge, allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. But she's not getting the body back. Masterpiece.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Creepy. Looks like a big wide open mouth. Oh, I can do a reconstruction all of a sudden. T. Oh, there we go.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists.
A house of artists.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally."
Oh.
What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
So he had been trying to get it from her for a while, and then he finally did.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated.
So why did she give it to him? Jesus.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
I'd rather we didn't. The medicine tome, guys. Let's explore a little bit here before we go to the gallery. Who locks all these doors in their house? Yeah, everything's locked.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Oh, that is H.P. Lovecraft right there on the side. That's an interesting nod to him. Phonograph. Oh, this thing here.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
Is that it?
I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
I'm kind of curious, like, I guess we'll find out, but is it just from looking at it once? What was that? Are we losing our minds? There was blood on that. And then it disappeared. Oh my god. Very cool. Everything is locked, so I guess our only option is to go to the gallery, maybe.
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those.
Sleeping pills everywhere.
An old diary.
Volume 3, so did we miss 2 volumes? This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. From what I've gathered, guys, there was a tribe here at one time, and eventually they all disappeared. I assume wandered into the sea from what we learned in the caves about the monster driving them mad. And I think that it just keeps happening. New people move in, and eventually they all go mad and wander into the ocean. I have a feeling that is the case. Oh. Another medical book, guys. Alright, let's talk to... What's this? Would you read the book? Why would I not read the book? Let's read the book. Oh god, this will affect your destiny. So this is the Malleus Bestiarum, Volume 2. It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Oh, it's that star, if you look on the right page in the center. It's that star shape with the eyeball. God.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
That's none of your business. Rather shallow and pedantic. Another painting?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
Mrs. Sanders knows your real name.
There's more than that, Miss Baker.
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Oh,
Not now, sweetheart.
Oh.
I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
That's the end of the conversation, I guess. But we missed this over here.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. Well, she gave it to him, so... Alright guys, I assume this is the gallery. Oh wow, very cool. personally love museums myself, so this is kind of neat.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
We got a lot of daggers and stuff. Oh, look at the face. Like a golden skull or something. Very cool. Oh, there's that painting again. Please, sir, I want some more. Oh, look at that one. Creepy. Oh, Jesus. Very weird. Is that a lion on top of a seal? Oh, a bear.
The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
This kid is wrestling a goose. Strange. Oh, there it is over there. I don't want to go look at it just yet, though. I kind of want to explore this a little bit. Oh, jeez. Like a smaller version of them. Interesting. Oh, wow. These are very macabre paintings.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Oh, look at that one, guys. It has the star carved on the center of the handle. Oh, what the? Shit. Oh, that's got a tome encrusted in the rock. Wow, jeez, a lot of creepy stuff in here. Alright, let's go examine the Shambler. I think we've seen... Oh, look at that lion's mane. Very cool. Got like tentacles. Let's go investigate. Oh, he's got two of this. Goose one. It's not an original. Shit. Have a look. Let's have a gander. Oh dear God. What the hell, guys?
What the hell was that?
It's funny, I noticed that Pierce has, Oh, jeez. What do? We gotta destroy the painting. Oh my God, but how? Oh shit. Oh, the dagger with the logo. Yep.
This dagger looks different.
Oh shit. That scared me. I hope this is it. Jesus. Shit.
What's the matter? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Oh, so she knows about the monsters?
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
So... And you're giving me this information free of charge?
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
What was she crying about? Alright, chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. That's a cool name for a bookstore. So a few things. The Shambler is real. I'm glad I explored a little bit before we fought him, because I noticed the dagger with the symbol on it. We hadn't seen that. We probably would have had to try every dagger in that place while trying to avoid the Shambler. Alright guys, and we got to keep the dagger, I assume? She let us go with it? We need to talk to this guy, Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Okay, so
Where's the bookseller?
inspect the bookstore. So someone has been here.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Alright guys, so I think we're going to end this one here. And when we come back, we'll see if we can find this Drake guy in his bookstore. Someone broke in, obviously. We'll figure it out in the next one. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I appreciate all the views and support. If you guys are enjoying these videos, maybe hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Alright guys, this is Call of Cthulhu. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.